Hey bunnies, so as most of you already know, I am a freelance extensionist or hairstylist, and in this video I'm just going to show you what I have in my freelance kit, or what I usually take with me if I have to go and do someone's hair. First thing I want to show you is my Cortex 4-in-1 iron wand system, however you say it. Okay. This is it here. It comes with 4 different sized barrels, and they're all interchangeable. It heats up to 430 degrees, and I think this is perfect. Instead of like purchasing 4 different wands in 4 different sizes, this right here, it's like one complete kit with everything in there. You don't have to be lugging around or wrapping up cords. Everything fits perfectly in this one box, and I absolutely love it. It creates the most gorgeous curls and waves. I think it's a must-have. I actually got this on sale. It was $55, I believe. Originally 100 and something, and I just had to have it right away. Next thing, these hot sticks. A lot of you might have the actual curling rollers, the actual rollers, but these are the stick versions, and they work pretty much the same way, except this one creates looser waves. And this one is perfect if you have to do hair and makeup. If you don't have the time to curl the person's hair, you could always heat this up, pop this in their hair, do their makeup while the hair is setting, and then after you do the makeup, take these out and you're good to go. Next thing, a blow dryer. That comes without saying. You must have a blow dryer. If you're going to do a sew-in or a bond and you need to blow dry the person's hair before you braid the hair down, a blow dryer. And the one that I have is just a regular cheapie. I think I paid $19.99 or $14.99, something like that, in my local beauty supply store for that blow dryer, and it works pretty good. Next appliance I have is the Remington curling one, and this one's a little bit smaller than the smallest size barrel in the Cortex 4-in-1. This is, I believe, 1 3/4 barrel narrowed down to 3/4, something like that. But it tapers down to a very small size, smaller than the smallest barrel in the Cortex 4-in-1. And this one, I believe every single person on YouTube has this curling wand. This was one of the first ones. This is the most popular one. This one you can get in Walmart for like $25 or something like that. And yeah, hasn't failed me yet. Next tool I have is my triple barrel or double barrel crimper. This creates really pretty deep waves. It's by Golden Hot, which is a really good company. You can find this again in your local beauty supply store or in Walmart. You can also find this online. I'll try to find a link towards this and leave it in the description bar if I can find one. Next appliance I have is my jumbo barrel curling iron, my spring curling iron. It is bigger. It's not bigger. It's about the same size as the biggest size in the Cortex 4-in-1, but I had this before I got the Cortex, and I actually still do use this if I want to create curls, even though you can do curls and waves with the Cortex 4-in-1. But I had this from before, and I'm not sure if I want to take this out yet. Like, I still use this sometimes to do curls. So that's that, and it does come with a casing, so it keeps the clip closed, like so, if I can ever do it. Next tool I have is my flat iron, which every kit should have, because when you want to straighten, if you want to do really pretty feather curls, this does that really, really well. This is, I think, the very first tool that you should buy, the very first electronic tool you should have in your kit, a flat iron. It does so many things. It straightens, it curls, it waves. Yes. Now onto the brushes and combs that I have in my kit. Now, this one is my tension brush, and I use this to straighten hair really, really well. If you have curly hair, if you have natural hair, you need to really get it as straight or as smooth as possible. Investing in a tension brush, I believe, is the best investment you can ever make. And these are like super cheap. Super, super cheap. If you go to your local beauty supply store, if you go to Sally's, you'll find them there. I do recommend getting one of these. You can definitely find them online. Now, I also have a comb set. It came with 10 pieces, but of course I lost one. Every time I buy one of these sets, I always lose a comb until they all go missing. Yeah, that just happened. But yeah, it has all your essential combs, all the combs that you will need, and you do need to wash your combs after each client. Just like when you're with your makeup brushes, you need to wash your brushes after each client. Okay? The next brush that I have is this one here. It's a boar bristle teasing brush. It has a little tail on the end so you can part the hair and then tease it. If you say you don't have a tension brush, this is perfect to use as well. You section the hair off and then hold this with your thumb and then run the flat iron through and you're good to go. So the next comb I have is a razor comb, and I do notice that a lot of people, instead of just replacing the blades, they throw away the comb and get a whole nother set of combs, which makes no sense to me because the blades are like so cheap. You get 10 for like $1. There are these double-edged blades they use in this thing, and all you do is slide the top of the comb up and then take them out, replace it, and then slide it back down and you're good to go again. And that's the razor comb. Essential to have if you're going to be layering the hair, and layers are awesome if you want to have really pretty bouncy curls. Okay, next I have scissors. I have 3 different scissors. This scissor right here is my cheapy scissors, and this one I used to cut wefts, I used to cut packaging, I used to cut everything except hair. This scissor, this pair is what I used to cut hair, and that's the only thing I cut with these scissors, hair, if I want to hair, and that's that. This one here, pair of thinning shears, and what I do with the thinning shears is when I do rope twists towards the end, if it's too blunt, I'll take it and I'll thin out the ends of the hair, hence the name thinning shears. You can also do this on regular wefted hair, any kind of hair at all, but I prefer to use it on braiding hair and does the job really, really well. Of course, a big spool of thread, which is almost done. Needles, of course, I have 6 needles. I think I should get some more. You have to have hair separators, duckbill clips. They have them bigger, they have them smaller, but I think these are the perfect size. Next thing I have a bunch of weaving nets, and this is for the people who have thinner hair and when I braid it, it's not enough braids, I think, and it won't give a full enough look, or if they have a smaller head and I want to add more hair, this is perfect because I just sew this down and then I have all these holes to play with. Okay, so weaving net, and it's always good to have it just in case they don't bring it themselves. A lot of people, they don't bring weaving nets or stocking caps, so it's good to have this, and it's good to have extra stocking caps just in case. I also have a towel. If you're doing braids and you want to hot water the ends of the hair, towel to keep the hair dry. Yeah, that's that. You can also lay the towel flat and set your combs on there if you want to, if you don't have the rollout set that I just showed you. A towel is perfect to have for that. Must have a little smock, so that when you're cutting their hair or braiding their hair and they have shedding or fallout or whatever, it doesn't get onto their clothing. This is what I use mainly for cutting, not necessarily styling or braiding or whatever, but it's good to have especially for cutting because it just is. Okay, that's that. Now we're moving on to products. Spritz. I just got onto this late last year, and I don't know where my life was before this. I don't use this on everybody. I'm not a fan of it completely, but I was lost before Spritz. That made no sense just now, but yeah. If your client has super short hair and you have to put a stocking cap on their head for a bond-in, spray some Spritz on the cap with the cap on their head. Put the Spritz, the glue will stick like magic. There you go. You're welcome. Brazilian keratin flat iron spray. This is amazing to straighten the hair with. It's also a heat protectant, which is always a good thing. Okay. Big bottle of bonding glue. I need to re-up on that. Glue protectant solution. Next product I have is from Jamaica Mango Lime. It's their Cool Scalp. I use this on my client's scalp when they're getting a sew-in, or if they get rope twists. This is especially, it's good for if you have itchy scalp. I like to have this on hand so that I can moisturize. I have Echo Styler Gel. This I use if, let's say you have like a super tight curl. I will either wand curl the hair for you, but if you don't want heat on your hair, I do have those little tiny rollers, and then I'll put some gel on the hair, wrap it in the roller, let that dry, good to go. Beeswax. Beeswax is essential for rope twist. If you do rope twist, you need to have beeswax or some kind of holding product or gel or whatever you prefer to use. Volumizing spray for when I curl the hair. I want the hair to look big and full and amazing. This is the Vidal Sassoon Pro Series. Okay, and then I have the Aussie Hairspray. This is what I do when the hair is all done. I spray this on there. It gives it a nice light hold. And I prefer to use these hairsprays as opposed to spritz on the finished style because spritz leave the hair crunchy. This still gives it a nice hold while leaving your hair touchable. An extension cord. Must have an extension cord because outlets 9 times out of 10 will not be close enough, will not be in range for your styling tools. I promise you that. So make sure you have an extension cord in your kit. I had to learn that hard way. Last thing I have in my kit is hair. It's always good to have braiding hair because a lot of clients, they don't feel the need to bring braiding hair when they do need braiding hair, or they'll forget to get braiding hair, or you'll forget to tell them to get braiding hair. So always make sure you have braiding hair on hand. And this braiding hair that I have is the expression braiding hair. Feel free to get any type you want, whether it costs 50 cents, 79 cents, 99 cents, 1.99, whatever. Get braiding hair so that just in case your client has super short hair and you can't grip it really well, or just in case she has really frizzy hair and you want her braids to look super neat, always have braiding hair, extra braiding hair on hand. Okay? And that's it. That's all I have in my Freelance hair stylist kit or bag or whatever that was just was. Okay, if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comment section below. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace sign and kissy face. Bye.